Yeah, well, the idea is that it's the 100th anniversary of the Rose Bowl, so we're celebrating that. That's an occasion. It's my 25th year as conference commissioner. I was here 25 years ago on a tour, so I thought it'd be a good opportunity to come back and get on the BTN bus. I spent the first 3 stops with a BTN bus with Dave Revson and Sherry and Howard. We did Indiana, Ohio State, and Penn State, and headed to Detroit. We did 2 and 1. We did 2 days, like Michigan State. And the big leg was the drive from Ann Arbor to Champaign. We got in a traffic jam in Indianapolis. That was an 8-hour drive with an early morning class at 8:30 at Memorial Stadium. And then I was out in California for the Rose Bowl meetings as they prepped for their 100th game and their last BCS championship game. And then I was at Wisconsin and then in Kenosha with Northwestern. Here today, and then out tomorrow night for Iowa, and then we're going to do Iowa, Minnesota, and Nebraska all in one day. So that'll be a threefer. So, it's an opportunity to address the teams and support them. See that we've got a lot of new coaches. Opportunity to shake hands and show support, and also I think to communicate some of the issues of the day and get ready for the season to start. So it's been a lot of fun, and we need to get trains involved because we have planes, trains, and automobiles. It's been a good way to see the conference.
What's your theme to all these schools you're speaking to?
Well, the theme to the players is it's a great opportunity and a privilege. A lot of scrutiny, a lot of coverage. Stay healthy, support each other, take advantage of the educational opportunity as well as competitive opportunity. A lot of people have been here before you on your campus, and a lot of people will follow you. Big Ten football is a great tradition. So, support each other, support the team, support your family, support the university, and good luck.
Yeah. Obviously, you raised some issues at the Big Ten Media Day with the cost of attendance and stipends for athletes. Just what's been the reaction since?
Well, what I was trying to do is step a little bit beyond restructuring. Everyone connected restructuring to the miscellaneous expense. I do too, but I think there are other issues that need to be addressed. Not only miscellaneous expenses, but we've talked a little bit about the possibility of creating educational lifetime trusts that athletes who don't graduate while they're here can come back and access. We've talked a little bit about the inordinate time demands, especially for the at-risk student. If we're going to ask a student to come in and we want to support them in every way we can, but we also have to have an environment where they can work hard in football or basketball or track and field, but also equip themselves academically. So we've talked a little bit about that. And so we want to look at restructuring in a sensible way, but it's really about what the system produces after that, so that it's clear that we're committed to the student, committed to the education, the athlete is committed to us, and that we're able to continue on in the tradition that we have over time.
Why is your line in the sand cost of attendance?
Because beyond that, there's not a scholarship on campus that takes care of more than that. After that, the person becomes an employee. So the cost of attendance is what it ought to be. It's the room, board, fees, tuition, miscellaneous expenses, local transportation. And so we think that once you go beyond that, you're talking about declarable income, you're talking about employee. We think that there are places for that. There maybe not as many as there should be, quite honestly. If you're a golfer, you can go. If you want to play baseball, you can go. We didn't ask to become the minor leagues, but in many ways we are. So, I don't know what the answer is, but certainly if a person is interested in going to college and playing sports, it's a great opportunity. But maybe there needs to be other opportunities as well that are professional in nature, that don't require people to go to school, that maybe don't want to go to school or want to be able to get on with earning a living.
Daryl Hazel had mentioned, and this is kind of the opposite of what you're talking about with the stipend, but maybe somehow rewarding the athletes who stay in school, and it is a stipend, but it goes in a bank account, so to speak. I don't know if that's ever been.
I think there are lots of ways you could think about it. I'm thinking that where we're short now is that the full cost of attendance is not managed under the scholarship. Beyond that, I don't know that it needs to be in a bank account. It seems to me it needs to be in a person's pocket, and the person needs to budget properly. I mean, these are students And you know, there are a lot of people who are working their way through school. There are a lot of people on scholarship. There are a lot of people who are borrowing money. So, I mean, my own view is really not about putting the money away for the future. The future is the future, and that is really tied to getting a great education, being able to market yourself in a really global economy. And so a very small percentage of these kids will ever draw a paycheck, and I don't think this is the place they ought to go for that. Maybe there ought to be more robust professional opportunities in football and basketball that could accommodate a person who doesn't want to go to college, wants to go immediately and professionalize himself in one way or another.
You said at Media Day that it would be for full scholarship athletes. What do you say to the athletes?
No, I meant to say, what I meant to really say is that full scholarship athletes have a gap. I also said it has to be done consistent with Title IX. So I think the way to think about it is the full scholarship athlete would get the full cost of attendance. But if you're a partial scholarship athlete, you would get part of that. So if you thought about the scholarship as having a value of, say, $30,000, and if the difference between the 30 and the full cost of attendance was 3, that would be 3. If a person was on a half scholarship, they would receive $1,500. And I think that's the way that you can tip your hat to the full scholarship person and also recognize the fact that you have got to be Title IX compliant.
What kind of feedback have you gotten from just reactions from the players in regards to the future of the game in the Big Ten and in the NCAA, just how the game stands overall?
Well, you know, for the most part, I've been wishing them well, telling them to stay focused, explaining we're in a highly scrutinized area. So I think most of the comments they would make typically would be to their coaches, to their athletic directors, to their institution. But, you know, to be honest with you, I think everybody is all in and preparing for the first game, and they're really not thinking so much about, you know, time demands, and they're not really thinking about the cost of education. But I think, you know, when I was a student, we had $15 a month in laundry money. 1972, that was taken away because of the recession. It was never, you know, reinstituted. Although we didn't have we didn't have Pell Grants back in those days. We didn't have special assistance monies either. Freshmen weren't eligible then, and then they were made eligible. Why? Not because it's a great thing, but because the schools didn't have the money to sponsor freshman teams, JV teams, and varsity teams. So an awful lot of what we've done has been in a way of controlling costs, and then we got into Title IX. Fortunately, you know, we've been able to support that, afford that, and also build programs. So I think we're just at a stage where a number of us have had some success, and we want to be able to put forward a system that is balanced and fair academically and athletically, and also that allows us the flexibility to provide student-athlete benefits up to that cost of attendance and maybe even a kind of a lifetime trust. So we're trying to reconstruct the NCAA to get decisions that are compatible with what we're trying to achieve, and also then, you know, provide choice. If somebody wants to play minor league baseball or minor league basketball or minor league football, they should go. And if they want to come here and do it the way that we've got edged out, it would be a fair and healthy kind of combination of academic and athletic opportunity.
Can you still get this done within a year?
We can't get it all done within a year. I think we can get restructuring done within a year. And then I think that the powers to be, the presidents and the athletic directors, need to kind of define what it is they would like to see come out of restructuring. Once you get something reasonable out of restructuring that is a fair deal for the 21st century, and then I think you have a story to tell. And you have a story to tell to the public, and you have a story to tell to people who, you know, question whether or not we're focused in. I know what we're focused in. On 9,500 athletes, men and women. We've got over $150 million of financial aid. We've been able to rebuild our stadiums to 21st century. They were built in the early part of the 20th century, and you've got 3 choices. Let them fall down, put them back together with a piece of tape and sticks, or, you know, build them so that they can pay for themselves. And that's what we've done. We've been fortunate. And now we're at a place where I think that we have probably separated ourselves in an ability to generate revenue. And we need to be able to provide a square deal, a fair deal, for athletes in the context of what we do, which is providing opportunities for thousands and thousands of young people. I think it's a great opportunity. It was a great opportunity for me. It was a great opportunity for my dad. I think it's a great opportunity for these players because, you know, most people leave college with a 6-figure debt, if not more. Most people then don't get to go to world-class universities. Most people don't get that leg up, and we think it's a real leg up. But we have to be able to make the changes we need to make in order to make it as healthy and balanced as it can be.
I just wanted to
the program now with where you're able to reserve tickets for the Rose Bowl, and you did that last year with the Big Ten championship game. Why do you like that? Why does that work? I mean, what advantage does it give to fans to be able to say, okay, hey, I think Purdue is going to contribute to the Big
Well, I
Ten?
mean, you know what's happened on tickets, you know, and the kind of technology in the ticket marketing business. It really allows you to take a portion of your tickets and make them available on the basis of your team qualifying. It used to be you might have had to buy the ticket and then eat it, or then it goes into a secondary market. But I think the technology, and you know, I think the colleges are getting better. But I mean, I think the professional teams have done better than even we have, because we only have 6, 7, 8 events in football and 15 events in basketball. Think about Major League Baseball or the NBA or any of it. You know, they've got 40 home dates or 50 home dates or 80 home dates. So you have to figure out, you know, market-sensitive ways to get a willing buyer and a willing seller to get on the same page. And if you don't do that, then you're just dumping tickets into the secondary market, and they could end up being scalped. They could end up being discarded in a variety of ways. So I think the technology just makes the market a little bit more efficient, serves the consumer better. And I think the mechanism that you mentioned is the ability to buy an option on a ticket. And so the ticket's $100, you know, for $7.50 or $8 you can buy the option, and you lose the money if you don't, but you also secure the ticket at face plus $8, which seems to be probably, if you're a fan, a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I was at the Big Ten Officials Consortium, and the theme was about targeting and injecting players if they deem it necessary. But it was also brought up that the Big Ten did not want to deal with these issues on a Monday. They want them dealt with on a Saturday.
Yes.
Kind of explain why.
Yeah,
why
well, I
that's
mean,
the case.
I think the fact of it is we have the technology. You know, it's best to address a problem in real time. If you can't address it in real time, you have the technology. You know, you have trained officials. You have people that are there. They're far better than administrators reviewing it 48 or 72 hours later and then getting in discussions with coaches and everybody else. So we developed a college replay. It served us really well. The game is changing. New scientific information is available. We're doing what we can with the rules that we have, and also with the technology to resolve it in real time by people who know the rules far better than I do. I just have to bring those people in on Monday and ask them what they thought in retrospect. So why not do it when they're there, officials are there, and the game is being played, and resolve it and get it over with. So, you know, maybe justice delayed is justice denied. So move on to the next game and do what you got to do.
Would the conference office still get involved?
We would not get involved. No, you know, I
to?
mean, I think we would get involved with an official who refused to execute the rules, but we wouldn't get involved with a player unless the play was a non-football play. Obviously, if you have a player who does something that is not a football-related play, it still comes under our general umbrella of unsportsmanlike conduct, and so we could do that. But these are typically football plays. They may be illegal, they may be subject to big penalties, but I would say the official has a look, replay has a look, and our concern at a certain point becomes about the official, not about the player.
He's got time for one or two more questions.
I just wanted your thoughts on Daryl Hazel and what he's been able to do here at Purdue and kind of bring excitement back to Purdue football.
Well, you know, Daryl is a Big Ten guy who's at Ohio State before he was here. He had good luck and good leadership at the MAC. And, you know, from everything I've heard, you know, thumbs up. It's very open, very, you know, stimulating, strong leader, and everybody's, I think, waiting with anticipation. Product on the field and see what happens. But I think there's a lot of excitement in the Purdue community and a lot of respect for Daryl throughout the conference.
One more question. No more questions?
Thank you.